Welcome everyone. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Raja Pateria, a senior Congress leader from Madhya Pradesh, has shot his mouth off, embarrassing his party. In a viral video, he can be seen and heard asking people to quote, kill Modi, the Prime Minister, to protect the Constitution. The Congress leader was giving a call to party activists to be prepared to kill Modi to save the future of minorities and Dalits in India. Pateria, of course, went on to defend himself, saying that he only meant kill Modi politically. But his clarification has hardly helped, as BJP accused the Congress party of being repeat offenders. Politically, this remark has given the BJP another handle to question the Congress's culture of making derogatory or downright violent statements against the Prime Minister of the country, and several of them keep coming out in public domain every few months. Will the Congress crack the whip and take action against this errant leader, Raja Pateria? It's a question we've asked in the past and we asked today. And we will take this and more to our guests in just a bit. But first up, are Modi baiters being encouraged in the Congress party? Well, history suggests so. Remember Imran Masood of the Boti Boti fame? He had in 2014 openly said he will chop Modi into tiny pieces. Yet there was no action against him. In fact, he rose party ranks quite quickly, becoming National Secretary of the AICC before he left the Congress party. Congress leader Belur Gopalakrishna quoted controversy in 2019 after a video of him saying Prime Minister Narendra Modi should be shot dead went viral. He explained his comment, he tendered an apology, but there was no action by the party. Then there is Sheikh Hussain, a former Nagpur Congress president who abused Prime Minister Modi, saying he'll die a dog's death. This happened earlier this year. Again, no action by the party, even as this leader actually went on to defend his statement and brazened it out. Now, one could argue loose statements do come from all party leaders, but under Rahul Gandhi, Congress has often talked about politics of love, how they are different to the politics that the BJP pursues. Then what explains repeated hateful statements? Take a look at how many times Rahul Gandhi has spoken of love. September 2022, just this year, he said that he lost his father to the politics of hate and division, and he will not allow his beloved country to be lost to that too. Love will conquer hate. Also, earlier this year in September, remember Rahul Gandhi is on his Bharat Jodo Yatra. He said, do not spread politics of hate. That is easy. Practice the politics of inclusion, compassion and love, which he implied is harder. Earlier in May 2019, Rahul Gandhi had gone on to say, I want to tell them and all the people who believe in the Congress ideology in the country that do not be scared. Love never loses. I am certain that we will emerge stronger. Love will guide us. Rahul Gandhi, remember, famously hugged the Prime Minister in Parliament. So in July 2018, he said, the Prime Minister uses hate, fear and anger in hearts of some of our people to build his narrative. We, that is the Congress party, will prove that love and compassion in the hearts of all Indians is the only way to build a nation. Now, the senior party leader must first act on hate coming out from within his party. Otherwise, this lecture is meaningless. So the big question we asked today is the silence of the Congress top brass not emboldening its cadre in making these repeated hateful statements against the Prime Minister.
संविधान यदि बचाना है तो मोदी की हत्या करने के लिए तत्पर रहो। बताया गया कि मैंने बोला कि मोदी की हत्या कर दो। मैं गांधी को मानने वाला आदमी हूं, गांधी की मानने वाला आदमी हत्या की बात नहीं कर सकता। वो वीडियो गलत तरीके से पेश किया गया है। मेरा कहने का आशय था कि राजनीतिक चुनाव क्षेत्र में उनको पराजित दिला के इस देश का संविधान बचाओ।
कांग्रेस के निशाने पर नरेंद्र मोदी बार बार इसलिए रहे क्योंकि नरेंद्र मोदी ही विकास को नए स्तर पर परिभाषित कर रहे हैं राष्ट्र भर में। प्रश्न ये उठता है कि गांधी खानदान ने क्या मोदी का मर्डर सैंक्शन किया?
जिस तरह से उनकी यात्रा में स्वरा भास्कर, कन्हैया कुमार, सुशांत जी चल रहे हैं ना, उससे भी स्पष्ट हो जाता है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के खिलाफ इस बेहद आपत्तिजनक बयान जो माननीय पटेरिया जी ने किया है, मैं तत्काल एफआईआर कराने का एसपी को निर्देश दे रहा हूं।
मोदी की हत्या करने के लिए तत्पर हो। मोदी धर्म जाति भाषा के आधार पर बांट देगा।
Let's go across to guests joining us. Aprajita Sarangi is BJP MP and national spokesperson. Shobha Ojha is joining us from the Congress party. I'm also joined by Abhishek Banerjee, who's a columnist. We'll be joined with more guests in just a bit. Shobha ji, I'm coming to you first up. The Congress party, rightfully so, is very vociferous and vocal against, quote, hate speech in India. What your leader has uttered is also hate speech. It incites virtually violence against the Prime Minister of the country. Yet nobody from the Congress party has even come out and condemned him today.
We, the Congress party, has always stood for peace, have been against hate speeches, and history is witness that we have always stood for everything right in the society, and we have never encouraged such leaders. When you said that nobody in the Congress party came and opposed this personal comment by a Congress leader, the party does not approve of it. Mr. Pawan Kheda, head of the media department, has very clearly said that the party does not stand by this statement. And we have never encouraged any leader in our party to engage in such activity, though the country has witnessed a number of leaders from other parties, especially the BJP, who have time and again spoken in this fashion. But as far as Congress is concerned, Congress has never encouraged its leaders, and this has been a personal statement. And in that statement also, I'm not trying to justify that statement. I totally condemn that statement. Even when he uses the word
Hatya.
कि हत्या करनी चाहिए, but then in the same, if you hear the full statement, he says कि मेरा मतलब है political हत्या, यानी in the sense कि हराओ. That's what he said. But still, the word itself, we do not approve of it.
Ma'am, you say that you do not approve of it and that one of your party leaders has come out and condemned it. Fair enough, he's in charge of the media, he's done it. The question I'm asking today is that none of your top leaders are speaking. Your leadership is silent. And, you know, for somebody like Rahul Gandhi, who talks about politics of love,
listen,
isn't it fair enough to expect that there should be one top party leadership? Ma'am, may I finish my question? May I finish my question? Isn't it fair enough to expect that your top leadership should speak in one voice and condemn it so that the message goes loud and clear? And secondly, the party should act on people like him. There are several instances, I've listed out 3, where the party didn't act.
See, listen, when the head of the media department comes and speaks against it, it is loud and clear that the party does not approve of it. And as far as when you said that Rahul Gandhi should have said, see, Rahul Gandhi is walking 3,570 kilometers to ensure peace in our country, to ensure that the country does not stand divided.
Precisely so. Since his message is so much about peace, I expected that he will reprimand this leader, or at least ask for your party leadership to reprimand him.
Loud and clear. And tell me one incident. Tell me one incident.
Go ahead.
Tell me one incident when the BJP leaders have given the. Did he ever stand up and say that his leaders are doing it wrong? When even the Supreme Court condemned it, did any leader, Amit Shah, the Home Minister, or Mr. Modi, open his mouth in this regard?
No, but that's exactly my point, ma'am. In this case,
we do not encourage leaders, or we do not follow whosoever speaks in this.
Can I bring in my other guest now? Sumansi Raman is also a political analyst joining us.
It is very clear that we stand for peace, love. We are against
but
hatred
action speaks louder than words. Shobha ji, can I please take this to some of our other guests? Now, precisely because...
Let me finish it.
Yes.
We have sacrificed many leaders, right from Gandhi ji to Indira ji to Rajiv ji, because of hatred and because of these ideology. But as far as Congress party is concerned, Congress party is very clear that our ideology does not stand for hatred. It stands for love, harmony, and peace in this country.
And precisely because your message has been that, and I read out statements by Rahul Gandhi on politics of love, the question that goes is, you claim to be different than the others, so you cannot compare yourself to others. What about
That's
you?
what I
Who
said.
did
We have always stood
Shobhaji,
for it,
please
so we will
let
not
me
support.
take this to my other guest, Shobhaji, please, please. I'm going across to Aprajita Sarangi. I'm not sure if the excuse that nobody else spoke works, because the Congress party under its former
But we have
president
always
Rahul
stood,
Gandhi
no,
has
if-
categorically maintained that we are different and we will not
the
allow this.
chairperson of our media
Precisely
department-
because you have lost your leaders to politics of hate and assassinations. The words used by this Congress leader of Modi ki hatya karne ke liye tatpar rahiye, even if he may clarify and realize what he had said, the words itself should have invited some action, because actions speak louder than words. Aprajita Sarangi, what do you make of the Congress's defense today?
It's below our dignity to even respond to whatever Mr. Pateria has said. Having said that, I can only say that his statement deserves the highest condemnation. And he must remember, Mr. Pateria must remember that he is not talking of Shri Narendra Modi ji, he is talking about the Prime Minister of India. And Rahul Gandhi has always been talking of Pyar Ki Rajniti, and this is the kind of love he shares with his fellow party men. Now, Ravan,
Has Rahul
Neet,
Gandhi uttered a
Motka,
word?
Saudagar.
Come on,
I
this
think
is too
one
much.
after the other, these words are coming out of the mouths of these Congress people, and the Congress spokesperson and others have been saying, we do not approve, these are not the right ways of saying things against the Prime Minister. This is not the response we desire from the Congress. I think there has to be a ruling, there has to be a diktat, there has to be strict instruction that you cannot talk like that about Honorable Prime Minister. And I can say with all pride, because I belong to his team and I belong to this country, that we have a Prime Minister who actually resides in the hearts of hundreds and thousands of people. He's the center of faith and devotion of many people in the country. So I think these Congress people are habitual offenders and they should mind their tongue. And I can only say that, you know, the hatred for Prime Minister Modi is actually leading to the increase in the stature of Prime Minister Modi with every passing day.
Okay, can I in fact take that? Aprajita ji, give me a second, I'll come back to you.
And thereafter, what happened in Gujarat, I think all of us are aware of.
Okay, in fact, I was going to ask exactly that question to
decimated in
Suman C.
Gujarat.
Raman. You know, not only the fact that these are obviously not the kind of comments that anyone would want to condone in a democracy like ours. I'm not saying it comes only from one party, but I established how the Congress under Rahul Gandhi has always talked about politics of love and that they're different from the others, so you must maintain those standards. The other problem also is that these statements keep coming out and they hurt the Congress party more than anything else. Yet it seems like Congress leaders are refusing to learn.
Yeah, I agree entirely that this statement is completely unacceptable and condemnable in the strongest possible terms. And I think it is incumbent on the Congress party to take action. You know, it's not what they say about, you know, preaching love and togetherness and uniting the country and all that. If they're I understand that this gentleman is not exactly the tallest leader in even the state level in the Congress party, but still, he's somebody who has been a recognized face in the party for several years, and therefore it is incumbent on the part of the Congress High Command. It is not enough for Pawan Kheda to come out and give a a statement. The Congress party has to officially say that this man is suspended from the party. And, you know, an inquiry must be ordered into what he said and action must be taken. Short of that, forget about the facts of the matter. The Congress is not even understanding that they are putting things and giving the BJP opportunities to bash them on a platter. And I mean, the Congress is in some ways lucky that there is no election immediately to come about. Imagine if had this been said in the run-up to Gujarat elections or Himachal. What could have happened? So I think that, you know, even that 156 might have become 176 also. So I think that the point really is that the party must not only act, but must be seen to act.
Exactly,
and
precisely.
I think that that's not happening. That's not happening. And it will hurt the Congress party because Mr. Modi and the BJP love to play the victim card. And we've seen that over years together. And I'm sure that this will, at the next campaign, I can bet my bottom dollar that this would come up and say that the Congress is, you know, planning to kill him and so on. which is which is sad that such politics goes there. But why is the Congress party giving an opportunity
Yeah,
for
and
the Prime Minister?
from niche to chaiwala to will die a dog's death and we will
Exactly.
show him his औकात to this कि हत्या कर दो, ये वर्ड ही कौन यूज करता है हत्या कर दो? अगर आपको आपका मतलब है कि उनको हराना है तो आप बोलिए कि उनको हराना है, कोई सवाल नहीं पूछेगा. Abhishek Banerjee, I'm coming to you now. Fundamentally the question that also arises is, what is inciting such hateful language, such hateful thoughts against the Prime Minister? And how long is this going to continue? The Congress party justifiably is seeming to have a problem of culture here.
Yeah, I mean, Shivani, first of all, if he had made this remark in any other modern country, he would be arrested by federal agencies.
Well, there is an
immediately.
FIR against him, I should say. Yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
he should have been already under arrest and answering a whole bunch of questions. But beyond that, for instance, many people pointed out that such statements are actually hurting the Congress. Now we have to dig deeper into that. The Congress is a veteran political party. They are not stupid. They know that these statements are hurting. And still these statements keep tumbling out. Why is this happening? Because the Congress party and a bunch of opposition parties and many other like-minded civil society organizations, they have gone so deep into jealousy, hatred, and paranoia that it's actually cooking their brains now. If you listen to the rest of what that person was saying, he was saying Modi is going to stop elections in India. You have to do this to save the constitution. The rhetoric
The
is so
fear-mongering and the paranoia also is an objection in this speech. Yes, go ahead, Abhishek.
So the rhetoric has become so inflamed. Anything happens in India, the first term they'll use is, oh, this is fascism, this is genocide. And this radical, so that's what I'm saying. It's cooking their brains. And at this point, I think the Congress is unable to help it. These statements are just coming up and the paranoia has penetrated so deep. For instance, even during the farmer protest, for instance, you might remember there were these kids who were playing video games of assassination of the Prime Minister. Where is this deeply radicalized, hateful rhetoric coming from? They know these statements are hurting them, but still these statements keep happening because
So why?
the paranoia is now beginning to brains. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, Miss Oja wants to respond. Go ahead, Shobhaji.
Yeah. In fact, if you come to see, Raja Pateria is neither a spokesperson of the Congress party. See, anyone speaking anything on a personal level does not go to the party's statement. It is not a statement from any of the official spokesperson. And when you say that nobody has condemned, Pawan Khera, the chairperson of the media committee, which represents the Congress party, has already condemned it. And as far as what others are saying, Congress has never stood for such hatred. Congress is the most moderate, in the most moderate form. And there are n number of leaders when BJP says what not they have spoken against our leaders, but that does not justify. I'm again saying, I'm not trying to justify this Mr. Pateria in what he's saying, but the BJP is trying, the spokesperson from the BJP is trying to show as if like, and others I can't see because my video is not, I cannot see who all are on the panel,
Yes.
but what others are saying that as if nobody in this country except Congress has been involved in such hate speech.
No,
but,
ma'am, I don't think anybody is making that argument. The argument is only twofold. I've got Suman C. Raman and Abhishek Banerjee speaking. Just for your clarification, let me say, I've got Suman C. Raman and Abhishek Banerjee speaking. Suman C. Raman, by no standards, can be accused of pandering to the BJP. Even he is criticizing the Congress party. Yes, Suman wants to come in. Suman.
See, that's what I said. A man speaking, any person, one person speaking from the Congress who is not even a leader, a recognized leader in the
But then why don't you act, Shobhaji? If he's so inconsequential, why don't you act against him? Set the law and set a standard. Yes, Suman.
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Pateria does not even hold a position in the state, in the Congress party.
So, ma'am, suspend him.
Ordinary worker, if he says something that does not attribute that this is the party stand.
Okay,
this is not a party stand.
Suman,
the party does not approve of it. This is a personal, an individual stand, and where he also says, I don't know whether it was a slip of tongue or what.
Okay, Shobhaji, please yield. Otherwise, I'll have to mute your mic. Please, Sumant.
One minute. Yeah.
Yes.
Look, the argument is, no one is saying here that this kind of speeches are coming only from the Congress party. They come from all leaders across political parties from time to time. This is not a Congress issue. Right now, today, this is about a leader from the Congress who has made this statement. What would be the right approach of the Congress party? I'm not asking Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi to come and say something. From the official Congress handle, put out at least a tweet saying that this person has been suspended from the party for anti-party activities. An inquiry will be held, and subsequently action will be taken. Matter ends there. When will it follow?
That will follow, but the party immediately condemned it.
When will it follow?
Why don't you listen to that? What Mr.
When will it follow?
The party has already condemned it.
There's no point condemning it. We don't do anything about it.
I'm not understanding why the Congress party is taking all this time. You should be jumping on this and saying we don't associate with this person and he's out of our party. At least pending inquiry, he's suspended. Ma'am, please understand. You may say that this is an inconsequential leader of the party in the state. Fair enough. But his statement is reaching far and wide in the country. Look at the damage he's causing to you.
See, tell me one thing. When Milkis Banos, rapists and the leaders praise and justify, I don't see any debates, big debates on the TV.
Of course we did.
But when such incidents, happens
What are you saying,
the Congress has already condemned
the Bilkis Bano convict remission case was discussed on every news platform, including ours. I have discussed it.
Major issues in the countries happen where you close your eyes to it.
That is not true. Now, again, Shobhaji, that defense is not going to help
the Prime Minister of the country.
Something stupid. Something stupid, and that
how is this just to be categorized as something stupid?
Issue.
Please tell me if somebody had said Sonia Gandhi हत्या करो तो आपको कैसा लगता? आपको नहीं लगता कि ये बहुत बड़ा इशू है? शोभा जी, आप कैसे इसको इतना डाउनप्ले कर रहे हो? प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए हत्या का वर्ड यूज हो रहा है?
Which the party has already condemned.
Of course, but you are also then saying this is not a big deal. Why not? Should it not be considered a big deal?
हत्या के बाद what did he say?
But why is he using such terms?
हत्या के बाद what did he say?
Okay.
उसकी slip of tongue भी तो हो सकती है.
अच्छा तो
उसका slip of tongue भी तो हो सकता है.
Slip of tongue.
उसके बाद उन्हें.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Please give time to others. Aparajita Sarangi wants to come in, then Abhishek.
See, we heard the Congress spokesperson, I'm aghast. She is belittling the matter, and I think this reflects the Congress mindset at this juncture. Now, at this point, what should the Congress do? A person of consequence in the Congress party should come out and apologize for whatever Mr. Pateria has done, number one. And number two, immediately the Congress should be seen as taking action against this particular person. See, an inquiry should be done within the next 24 hours and action should be taken against this man. Unless and until this is done, what kind of faith that the Congress is trying to give to us? How do we believe them? How do we trust them? Suppose something happens tomorrow, again one Congress person comes out and says something against the Prime Minister. See, this is demeaning the chair of the Prime Minister. Yes, in politics we can have some kind of rivalry, some kind of dislike for the person who is our rival. I am also in electoral politics and I know it happens. But there are certain standards of propriety and decency and we have to stand by those.
Okay, especially a party that claims that it stands for politics of love,
doing something,
and has been telling us that for the last 5 years, certainly has set a pedestal for itself. It must stand true to that. You know, I want to bring in Abhishek once again. Abhishek, Shobhaji just said that it's not that big a matter, it's a stupid matter. I wonder if a similar statement was made against Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, how would have been taken by Congress workers? Let's not forget, when the Gandhi leaders were called even for questioning by the ED in a long-going case, there was rioting on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, Shivani, that's what my good point is, that it's not about one person, the Congress party, and as I would repeat, many like it, and civil society organizations, they have to address the growing radicalization in their ranks when it comes to the Prime Minister. This is not just today. October 27, 2013, when Modi ji was not even Prime Minister, he stood at Gandhi Maidan and there were bomb blasts. At that time also, I remember very, very radical kind of statements were made belittling his need for security. We remember what happened in Punjab on the flyover incident, how people were talking about his security. This kind of radical, hateful rhetoric They have to get a grip on themselves. They have to dial down the kinds of words that they're using every time they use words like fascism, genocide. Even if they are doing it for cynical reasons, they have to understand that at the grassroots, even small-time leaders, maybe like Pateria, maybe they are small-time workers, and all these people, they are getting radicalized by this messaging that is coming out. And they have to get control of themselves. They have to get a grip of their temper. They have to reduce their level of jealousy and hatred. And they have to accept the fact India has never been more democratic than it is today. It's a reality. They have to accept it. And once they can accept it, then maybe they can really find a way to actually defeat the Prime Minister electorally.
Shobha ji, in fact, let me give you an opportunity to respond to that. One of the accusations the Congress party faces is that your anti-Modiism often becomes anti-Indiaism. And this is also one of those things that where the political end becomes so strong that you forget that Narendra Modi is the chosen leader and has justifiably been occupying the position of the Prime Minister. Look at the rest of the speech that the leader made. Look at the rest of the speech that the leader made. It is so hyperbole and so so much fear-mongering in his speech.
Mr. Manmohan Singh was called so many names by these very leaders who have become today, who are saying that don't speak against our leader, or these very leaders. What not did they speak against Mr. Manmohan Singh, a person like
But ma'am, you say you are different.
Who had like all the respect throughout the world, who is acclaimed leader. And listen, 1 minute. As far as Congress party and democracy is concerned, we vouch for it, and we have laid down our leaders to protect the democracy of this country, to protect the very nature, the very core nature of this country. We have laid down a number of leaders. Can BJP name a single leader whom they have laid down? It is just like nationalism. This is the pseudo-nationalism they talk about. So let's not get into that issue. But as far as what issue today we are discussing, I said that Congress party has already condemned it, and we need not there's no point discussing that point.
Ma'am, you said that action will follow.
The chairperson condemns, action will follow. Definitely, he's a state leader. The state has to take action, and the state will take action against him. That will goes without saying that the state will
so in that sense, we respect
how did he utter that word. But at the same time, I would say,
yes,
it could have been a slip of tongue also, because immediately he said कि चुनाव में हराना है, पूरा statement दिखाइए
that there will be some action that will follow.
Even if the Supreme Court had to interfere,
if that action is taken and Ms. Sarangi, if the action is taken, then will you be satisfied? It would be more than sometimes what the BJP has done on its own bottom-out leaders.
How many actions have been taken against BJP leaders?
I have asked her that question only, Shobhaji. Please allow me to do the questioning.
Can I respond?
Please allow me to do the questioning.
Taken against BJP leaders for hate.
Shobhaji, please relent.
The court had to interfere.
Aparajita Sarangi, if action follows on this leader, it is possibly more than a lot of times what the BJP itself has done. Will you be satisfied then?
No, see, strict action needs to be taken in this case. As I told, I would reiterate, they are habitual offenders. What's the guarantee that they would not do it again tomorrow against the Prime Minister? And I'm sure strict action would be a deterrent. There has to be ruling. There has to be strict instruction. Now, where are these instructions? Where is the person who is actually mattering in the Congress setup, who is coming out and apologizing and saying things to assuage the feelings of every Indian, I would say. See, Prime Minister Modi is loved by all. So to say that only, it's only for, he's a BJP neta thinking in those terms is not right. This actually reflects the weakness and insecurity of the Congress. All these words of the Congress actually increase the stature of Honorable Prime Minister, I repeat.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
I think the
thank all of our
Congress
guests
must come out into the open, people who matter, and apologize.
We'll wait and see if action comes. If it does, then of course that will be that is something that will be appreciated from the Congress party, because it has indeed become a routine faction that there are some or the other personal statements against the Prime Minister that are made by one leader or another.